Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a really close look at some of the absolute most misunderstood, yet completely fascinating creatures on our planet, bats. They belong to the mammalian order Chiroptera, which actually translates to hand-wing, and honestly, they completely own the night sky. But more than that, they possess these wild evolutionary adaptations that fundamentally redefine what we even think mammals are capable of. We're going to look directly at the biological data today to see exactly how they pull this off. Okay, let's dive into this.
All right, so first off, there are over 1,000 distinct species of bats soaring through our skies, hanging out in caves and just living out in the wild right now. I really want you to take a second and let that massive scale sink in. 1,000. That giant chunk of biodiversity actually accounts for roughly 20% of all recognized mammal species on Earth today. Think about that. 1 in 5 mammals is a bat, all wrapped up in those leathery wings. It's just a staggering evolutionary success story.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what sets bats completely apart from every single other mammal out there. Now, you might be thinking of flying squirrels or possums, but while they can manage passive descent, essentially just gliding from a high branch down to a lower one, they absolutely cannot generate lift. Bats, on the other hand, are capable of actual continued flight. They generate sustained active thrust. They are literally the one and only mammal on the entire planet with this biomechanical superpower of true aerial locomotion, just flapping and powering their way through the air with this incredible, unmatched agility.
Marvel number 2. Seeing with sound. To completely conquer the night, bats rely on a truly unbelievable biological hack.
They pull this off through a special skill called echolocation. Basically, it's the utilization of sound waves to completely map out the pitch-dark environment around them. It's a built-in biological sonar system. Instead of relying on ambient light like we do, bats emit highly specialized ultrasonic frequencies. These are sounds pitched so incredibly high that human ears couldn't even detect them if we tried. So, they're literally painting a high-resolution, three-dimensional picture of the world using absolutely nothing but their vocalizations and their incredibly acute hearing. It's how they safely navigate the night sky without crashing.
Let's move to and see how this builds step by step, because it's a surprisingly elegant, almost mechanical process. Step 1. The bats emit these ultrasonic noises as they fly. Step 2. Those invisible sound waves travel outward until they smack into an object, maybe a tree branch or maybe a tiny, delicious mosquito, and then they bounce right back as an echo. And step 3, if the sound doesn't bounce back, the bat knows the path ahead is entirely clear and they can safely fly forward. But you know what's truly mind-blowing here? The processing speed. A bat's brain processes these returning echoes in mere milliseconds. That allows them to make these instantaneous mid-air course corrections while flying at top speeds through completely pitch-black forests. It's like a fighter jet's radar, but biological.
Marvel number 3. A very diverse diet. Now, what fuels these phenomenal creatures is just as wild as how they navigate. So what's on the menu? Well, first you have the insectivores, which make up the vast majority of those 1,000+ species we talked about. Their voracious appetites act as nature's ultimate pest control, and they literally save global agriculture billions of dollars annually. It's a huge deal. Then you have the frugivores, or fruit-eating bats. They play an absolutely critical ecological role in seed dispersal and pollinating vital environments like the rainforest. Some bat species even swoop right down over the water and snatch fish directly from the surface. But then we get to the bottom of that list. Yeah, even blood. A tiny fraction literally consumes blood to survive.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer evolutionary contrast. Think back to those 1,000+ distinct species we just talked about. Well, when it comes to consuming blood, there are exactly 3. Just 3. Out of the entire massive bat family tree, only 3 specific species have evolved the highly specialized traits required to sustain themselves this way.
So the crucial point is that these 3 specific species, appropriately known as vampire bats, practice what's known as sanguinivory. That means feeding solely on blood. Unlike the insect crunchers or the fruit eaters, blood is their absolute exclusive source of nutrition. And hey, let's clear something up. They don't simply suck the blood like you see in old Dracula movies. Instead, they use these incredibly sharp incisors to make a tiny, completely painless incision in a sleeping animal, and then they just carefully lap the blood up. Their saliva even contains a specialized anticoagulant protein, which scientists playfully nicknamed Draculin, which I love, that just keeps the blood flowing while they feed. It is a completely 100% unique dietary specialization in the mammal world.
Which brings us to the end of our breakdown. And honestly, it leaves us with a rather fascinating thought. Think about it. With continued powered flight, the jaw-dropping ability to see through pitch darkness using ultrasonic echolocation, and wildly unique diets ranging from flower nectar to solely blood, what other mammalian rules are bats breaking out there in the dark? Thanks so much for exploring this explainer with me, and keep questioning the amazing world around you.